Guys, I sure command you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Another champion guy, this time on the new epic champion, Wuzgar. I really like this dude. Today you're going to find out why, but first, a few shout-outs to all of you. We have Mario Sexton says, Ash, I just pulled the new champion, Wasgar. I don't have a guide from anybody, or I don't want a guide from anybody but you. Mario, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Plenty of amazing raid creators out there, though. I'm sure there's some great guides out there on him as well. Hakao in 718 says, dude, can you make a video about Wuzgar? We got Lambrick looking for a Wuzgar. Shout out Lambrick. Thank you, man. Private Red Eye, thank you, dude. Since you pulled Wuzgar, I will ask again for a guide on him. Fire Knight Monster, indeed. You will see that in today's video. TG Belmas guide on Wuzgar. Wuzgar. Whatever, Gar. Well, guys, asking you shall receive. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Here is Wuzgar. Today's video is going to be a fun one because I can't remember a champion ever being this good for Fire Knight. I would put him on the same level of Allure, right? Like the best of the best. I'm talking about every single legendary champion in the game too. To me, there's really three champions that we can look for or look at when we talk about like the kings and queens of Fire Knight champions in Raid Shadow Legends. Obviously, one of them is going to be Cold Heart. I mean, a heal reduction, a quadruple hitter for Fire Knight Hard, and then Heartseeker with decreased turn meter for Fire Knight Normal, not to mention still the quadruple hitter is amazing, right? But that heal reduction for Fire Knight Hard as well. I mean, I love Cold Heart, right? She's on my main team on both Fire Knight Hard and Fire Knight Normal. That says a lot about a rare champion in this game. The other one, of course, is going to be Allure, right? With the A1 Psychic Whip ability. It's unbelievable. It's incredibly good. It's such no better control, I would say, in the game because it's on an A1. There's no cooldown to this turn meter depletion. And now there's another one. And I totally missed this dude. Yesterday's video, guys, I pulled him. I don't know if I said it in the video, but you could probably tell because I did a double take. I'm like, who is this? Did I miss this champion being added to the game? I didn't say all that, but that's what I was thinking. But it's Wuzgar or Wuzgar?
Wuzgar.
I'm gonna say Wuzgar. Wuzgar, first of all, what a funky looking fellow, huh? Look at him again. Get that etched in your mind. And then he's kind of like maybe if Gurgo the Augur. That's got kind of the body of Gurgo the Augur, excuse me. And maybe if, Dur? Maybe Dur the Hungerer? Maybe they had a baby. It's a Wuzgar.
Legend has it that one day, a new king will come.
My parents made me what I am.
I don't know, guys. That's what I'm thinking when I look at this dude. Anyway, what does he do? He's an HP-based champion. He's got really good base stats here, guys. 20.6 on the HP, 1,000 plus on the defense, 105 on the speed. I like that speedy element to an epic champion. HP based, again, he's easy to keep this dude alive. A quadruple hitter. Each hit heals the ally with lowest HP by 2% of this champion's max HP on the A1. It's a really good A1. Then we go to the A2, Shaman's Gift. On a 3-turn cooldown, when booked, all the books go right to that cooldown. Heals all allies by 10% of this champion's max HP. Also places a counterattack on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, so now we got the heal, and we got the counterattack leading into more quadruple hitters. And then Tusked Protection. On a 3-turn cooldown, we get a reflect damage and a shield equal to 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. So now we get the reflect. That's going to take 5 shots off the Fire Knight shield. We got the quadruple hitter. If we had Phantom Touch, we get another shot at it. And then we get the self counterattack for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Wow. What a Fire Knight specialist. Not just that, but he's also restoring destroyed max HP whenever this champion heals themselves or an ally. The amount of HP restored is equal to 30% of the heal. And again, that heal is on the A1 and the A2, so he mitigates the Fire Knight Hard. So you can, in terms of the max HP depletion. So we get the 4 hits and the counterattack. That's amazing for Fire Knight Normal and Fire Knight Hard. But then we get the reflect on top of all of that. We get the shield and the heals to help keep everybody alive because the Fire Knight can smack. And then we get the restored max HP dude, this guy's amazing. I think that anybody working on progression for Fire Knight hard specifically, or normal, frankly, can use this champion. And that's a lot of people. I want to ask you guys, honestly, where are you in Fire Knight right now?
Don't get me started.
I can't imagine many viewers have a completed Fire Knight 10. I don't think that many players in the game have completed Fire Knight 10. I'm going to show you a Fire Knight Hard 10 team using Wuzgar as a replacement for a +4 fully awakened, fully empowered Foley on my team, okay? Before we get to that, let's take a look at how I built this dude. How about that? So let's go ahead, recently used. I was testing him out, so he's right there. Here he goes. I mean, of course, I'm going to put this dude in Relentless, right? Similar to Allure in Fire Knight. If you can get the extra turn, that's extremely valuable. That can allow for more, well, more of everything, right? More reflect, more shield, more heals, and more importantly, more quadruple hits on that A1. I love quad hitters. I wish they would release a rare quad hit on the A1. Or even yet, what about a 5-time hitter, epic or rare? Am I being greedy here? What about a 6 times? Okay, maybe I'm being a little bit greedy. Anyway, guys, we have Relentless. Getting the extra turn is super valuable. I also have Divine Speed. The build here is not too crazy in terms of stat priorities. We want to keep them alive, right? Most importantly, 3,700. I would aim for like around 3,000 minimum, 3,500 better on defense, depending on what you have around your champions on Fire Knight Hard and depending on the stage. For Fire Knight Hard 10, I'm aiming for 3,500, but even then, I do have shields on the team from Wasgar and from Valkyrie. We have 67k. We want as much HP as we can get on this champion, but we don't want to neglect defense. We need defense for Fire Knight. Other than that, speed. 240 is actually, I wouldn't say too fast. I don't think there exists a too fast on a non-speed tuned team. However, I could get by with 220, even closer to 200. My Foley, who I was using, was at 220, and he was a replacement for him. I don't care so much about damage. I don't need any accuracy on this champion. I don't even need resist on this champion. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing because he's fairly easy to build in that regard. Now, Masteries, I haven't done them. Frankly, you don't really need Masteries on this champion, right? Think about it. We're not building it for damage. So what I would do is I would come down the offensive tree. I would go crit rate. I would go crit damage. I would hug the left-hand side and I'd come down to War Master. I would definitely go defense as well. Support, you could go for the heals, but I'd rather have that retribution getting a counterattack if the counterattack is not up on him, right? So again, I guess you can make a case that you could go defense and support as well. You know what? Let's pull up Hell Hades and see what their website recommends for champion, or for Masteries, excuse me, on this champion. For general PvP, they basically do exactly what I just suggested, right? Come down the left-hand side, come down to War Master, go down defense, pick up retribution, right? On tank, they have the other thing that I just suggested, right? Going defense and support, going with the healing masteries, and ending with bulwark, which would be decrease the damage all allies receive by 5%. This champion will receive that damage instead. Now, I want to pause for a quick second here and just acknowledge that this dude is really viable outside of Fire Knight as well for progression. You're not going to see him in the end game or anything like that, but I think there might be some utility to this champion, maybe even in Demon Lord. But I'm not smart enough to make it like a great team around this champion. All I will say is just for progression, getting those heals, getting the reflect damage, and getting the shield on a 3-turn cooldown, based on 20% of this champion's max HP, is very viable as a support champion, certainly in Faction Wars, right? So you can get utility out of him. Let's see what the reviews say early on here. I mean, Fire Knight, 5 out of 5, absolutely agree, right? Faction Wars, sure, 5 out of 5. And then, you know what? This is one of those rare times where I'm in agreement. I mean, people are giving him massively high ratings here, and I think it's really legit. Again, it depends. If you need a support champion like this, look no further. You know, I love that both his A2 and his A3 are both on 3-turn cooldowns, and both of them, although they do require 6 books, it goes right towards the cooldowns as well. So what I have on this dude is defense. I went defense on the accessories, then I went HP on the percentage gear. I figured it scaled a little bit better. So defense on the ring, defense on the amulet, defense on the banner, HP percentage on the gauntlets, HP percentage on the chest, speed on the boots. Now, again, I would do the masteries, but you don't really need them. You know, I'm not a big fan of paying 800 gems, even as a dirty pay-to-win player. I'm not a big fan of being a completionist in this game, meaning that, you know, if you don't need to, why bother, even if you are a spender in this game, right?
Shut up! Nobody asked you!
Let's go ahead and try him out, man. Before we do hard, I want to put him with like a different team and just try normal. Just showing off that reflect and showing off the, this is going to be the team for Fire Knight Hard. Just showing off that reflect and all those hits that he can put out on that shield. Be right back. All right, guys, so I just threw a team together here. I have Duchess, I have Seer to help us clear through the waves. Ghostborn because he's a debuffer and a shield set. And then we have Coltart and Wuzgar.
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 My name is Smiley.
They're going to be the team in charge of the Fire Knight shield getting down. So first wave, no big deal. It's nice to have that reflect damage on a Seer activation to, team too, because it's another buff that frankly, and he has the shield too, right? It's another buff though that is hard to come by, right? And it helps with that Seer activation damage. So we don't have like a Kymar or something like that here, so we're not going to be able to reduce the cooldown. Hopefully we don't lose Coltart. Coltart, come on now. Okay, he's going to come in there and heal her 4 times off of that A1. Keeping her alive, barely. We get the shield, but Seer's like, no, no, no. Shield is now off. Luckily, we do have a reviver on the team, so it's not going to be the end of the world. So I don't have, as you can see, I don't have any team set up here or anything like that. I am just running this raw, if you will. I don't think anybody says running it raw is I think they would say full auto, no team setup, Ash. Let's revive Ghostborn, come in here, and let's see between her and Coltart how much issues. Oh my god. I forgot the Fire Knight normal is only 12 chips on the shield. That's it. That's it? Golly, man. I mean, if you put like an allure on this team as well, forget about it. So I guess this could be an option alongside a Coltart and allure as like a trio. Or if you don't have allure, but you happen to pull this dude, that works too. I just think that, as I said in the beginning of the video, he can really stand alongside those 2 champions, right? So I guess that counterattack immediately brings, between the reflect, we only had 1 up. Between the reflect and the counterattack, like that shield is just gone. Now, we have a much, much taller task ahead of us in Fire Knight Hard, guys, but, yeah, I mean, this is a breeze. Gosh, I forgot how comparatively easy Fire Knight Normal is until they did whatever the heck they did with Fire Knight Hard, dude. It was, it's bonkers how hard that, who are your favorite epics for Fire Knight Hard, if you guys are there yet? I would say, like, my faves would be Croydon the Blue. He's kind of a new epic as well. Obviously, Wasgar is, like, #1 now for Fire Knight Hard. And then Gory, I'm a big fan of, too. He's got that freeze. I feel like freeze for Fire Knight Hard is not, like, the end-all, be-all solution for that boss. But I do feel like it is a, it's a real help, right? To help to reduce that turn meter. Anything you can do, kind of like a decreased speed on the team, right? Anything you can do to slow him down is going to benefit you, and that's how I feel about freeze. It's not a must-have, but it's a nice-to-have. Anyway, guys, not too bad, right? 280k of heal as well. It's not going to blow your rocks off or anything, but it's definitely fairly impressive. All right, guys, let me show you the Fire Knight Hard team. I actually highlighted this team, but again, with Foley. Foley's going to make this run a little bit faster. And oops, let me get the right team here. My bad, my bad. Foley's going to make this run a little bit faster, right? Around a 4-minute run versus a 7 or 8-minute run. A, he can help out a lot in terms of DPS on the waves. That's where we're going to save the most of our time. But B, with this team, what we can do is we can go in there on Tomb Lord, and on round 3, we can shut off the Blight, right? We don't have to rely on him for the decreased defense against the, because he has no hits there, so it really hurts our shield. Well, our shield progress, if you will, chipping away at it. So when Foley, he can just land the decreased defense on his own against the Fire Knight, so he helps out there as well. So this one will take a little bit longer, but I think we're going to be absolutely cool here. So again, we're leading off with Blight. We're leading off with Blight on round 2. Wuzgar, we're not touching touching anything. Although I would say with Valkyrie on the same team, we're not guaranteed to always have counterattack up on Wuzgar, and we kind of always do want it up. Plus, I want the heal, so I'm not going to shut that off. And I certainly don't want to shut off the A3 with the reflect damage. It's going to be really, really nice when you guys see that in action. Cold Heart on round 3, we're shutting off Art of Pain. And Cardial and Valkyrie, we're basically, on both of these champions, we're just shutting off their big ability. That would be Stand Firm, and that would be Angel Song, the one that we want to lead off on in round 3. So anyway, guys, that's the team. Let's go ahead and get in here. I'm probably just going to come back to you guys when we get to the Fire Knight because, well, these waves, like I said, could take like 3 to 5 minutes or so, maybe worse, hopefully not. Be right back. All right, guys, here we are at the Fire Knight. Took about 5 minutes to get here. Of course, we don't have like a Theodore to help out on the waves, and there's that annoying Rio Bone Spear on the second wave that cleanses away the poisons or the debuffs from Toon Lord, so it does add extra time there as well. Either way, here we are at the Fire Knight. You can see that when he attacks, obviously we're going to immediately get 5 points off of that shield just by him attacking everybody with the reflect damage. Now, on top of that, we're going to have the counterattack. It's going to be beautiful. So here we go. Check it out. We have heal reduction from Cold Heart. We have decreased speed in poisons from Toon Lord. He's going to go in there. Already 18 left. And now we get all the counterattacks as well. Of course, a quadruple hitter on Cold Heart's A1. Another quad hit here on our A1. And then look at this. The shield, the turn meter is like this low. And we already have that shield down. That's basically it. Now, if I wanted to take it off auto right now, I could actually sneak in a decreased defense, decreased attack debuff from Tomb Lord. So let's go ahead and do that. Speed it up a little bit here, but I'm thinking this run with a team like this is probably going to take us around 8 minutes or so, just because of how long those waves take. But it's really nice. I don't think anybody would die on this team. If they do, we do have a revive on death, which is really nice to have as well. So I really love, I mean, I already said this before, but I really love how Plarium is adding in specialist epic champions. It'd be cool to have some rares too. You know, let's not get too greedy here. It is Plarium after all. I love how they're adding in kind of specialists to make these hard dungeons a little bit more, I don't know, digestible. They're already hard enough, obviously, but it just adds to the difficulty when there's only a few select champions that we can use to finish off these dungeons. So, guys, I'll come back to you at the end of this run. Be right back. All right, guys, there it goes. He went down fast because of those poisons. Sorry, I missed the end. But 749, not too bad. I mean, it is Fire Knight hard 10 after all. What do we have here? Crit damage, some crit rate. Yeah, I'll roll it up. I'll roll it up there. Obviously, you guys can see that Wuzgar puts out around 420 in healing, 290, but it really, what he brings to the table does not show up on paper, and that is that reflect, the self counterattack, and of course, all of those hits on his A1 and his A2 ability. Guys, we're going to wrap the video there. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. I appreciate you guys, and as always, take care, guys.